Could a Saudi Premier League outbid the IPL or the Indian Premier League? Could it steal its stars, its limelight? Well, I ask this question because of the reports that have surfaced over the weekend. What reports, you ask? Well, they say Saudi Arabia wants to establish a T20 tournament, on the lines of the IPL. And so it has approached India's cricket board and IPL owners for help. And what kind of help does Riyadh really want? The kingdom has the money and has used it to expand its sporting muscle from football in the English Premier League to the sacrosanct ivory towers of golf. So what is it that Saudi Arabia is looking for in India? In one word, involvement. It appears that Saudi Arabia wants Indian businesses and Indian players to drive the tournament or the future Saudi Premier League. You see, the way things stand as of now, Indian players are not allowed to participate in T20 leagues overseas. Why is that? So that the IPL's brand value remains intact. If Saudi Arabia can get the BCCI or the Board of Control for Cricket in India to make an exception here, then it gets to host the Virat Kohlis, Mahendra Singh Dhonis, and Harry Brooks, etc. of the world. Because let's face it, Indian players will be the principal crowd pullers in the Gulf. Also, bear in mind that some 8 million workers in Saudi Arabia are from Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and these are countries with cricketing culture, countries where cricket is the most important sport, countries where whose people would rush to watch Indian cricketers playing in a Saudi stadium. In fact, reports say the Saudi representatives have already spoken to the BCCI in this regard. And here's what else Saudi Arabia gets from India. Expertise. You see, the IPL is 15 years old and it is by far the most successful cricket league. Football has many popular leagues, the UEFA Champions League, the Europa League, La Liga, English Football League, Premier League. But there wasn't anything quite like the IPL until the IPL happened. And Saudi Arabia could really use India's expertise in running such a successful league year after year. But the big question remains, will Riyadh get the help that it needs? Saudi Arabia and the BCCI are not strangers. Many Saudi companies, in fact, sponsor the IPL. You also have the Saudi Aramco and Saudi Tourism Authority partnering with the league. But will the partnership go beyond sponsorship? First things first, why does Saudi Arabia even need a cricket league? You see, it is an open secret that Saudi Arabia is working on a facelift. It is focusing on opening up on the ambitious Vision 2030. It wants to be known as a country marching towards modernity, not locked up in a conservative past. Under the leadership of the Prime Minister and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it is building a futuristic city. There is added emphasis on tourism, on promoting places like Al Ola. Do you know what attracts tourism? Sports. Think of World Cups. Saudi Arabia wants to reap the dividend of sports, and this is where a Saudi Premier League perfectly fits in. It gives the country footfall, an opportunity to diversify its economy, away from gas and oil. In fact, the kingdom has already hosted Formula One races, golf leagues. It will also host the Asian Cup in 2027. It wants to host FIFA Men's World Cup in 2030. A cricket league seems to have been in the works for a while now, with reports saying that the kingdom has been in talks with the BCCI for almost 12 months. But towards what end? We are back to that question. Could a Saudi Premier League outbid the IPL or the Indian Premier League? And the answer, so far, is not yet. First, WION has spoken to sources in the BCCI, and the board has ruled out relaxing any rule. So no Indian player in Saudi's Premier League. Sure, IPL team owners can pick teams. They have been doing businesses outside India for a while now. I don't know how many of you know this, but IPL franchises like Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, KKR or Kolkata Knight Riders have teams in foreign leagues, be it in South Africa or the T20 leagues in the UAE and the Caribbean. But these teams don't feature Indian cricketers. Saudi Arabia is not going to be an exception. Which brings us to point number 2. Will a league in the Gulf take off without Indian players? You know the answer. I'll also give you an example here. Did you know there was a cricket league in Dubai just last month? How many of you followed the matches or even heard about them? That's what happens when you play cricket in this region without Indian players. Ask Pakistan. It also has a cricket league and no one knows or talks about it. Point number 3 being, sure, Saudi Arabia has the money, but does it really have the infrastructure? Breaking news, there is no cricket stadium in Saudi Arabia. You heard that right. I know it does not take long to build one, but we are talking about not simply building concrete structures, but creating a cricket culture. That is not possible in a hurry. So hoping for an IPL-like league or hoping to outbid the Indian Premier League may just be out of Saudi Arabia's league for now. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.